The question we get asked a lot is whether or not the coatings can be layered. So what I've done is I've got all 4 coatings. I've got Ace the 1 year, Trio the 3 year, Penta the 5 year, and Ultra the 7 year. And we're just going to apply them one at a time, but all in the same area. So you can see that all 4 coatings can be layered. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, let's say Trio down first, then I'm going to put Ace over the top of that, then I might put Penta on top of that, just so you see they're all interchangeable. Okay, so the first coating I'm going to apply is Trio, the 3 year Graphonix coating. And firstly we're going to start by just priming the pad. Now a lot of people will not put a lot of product on. It's not the idea. Product goes a long way, but you do want to prime your pad properly when you first start off, and then you'll use a little bit less of the time as you're starting to coat the cup. Right, so I'm happy with that. Products on there. You can see there, that's about how much I've got on. I'm going to start in the middle, just so you know this has been degreased prior to coating. It's very important the car is clean, you've got it to a standard you're happy with, the customer's happy with, and then you put the ceramic down. But I'm just going to spread it around, and then I'm going to side to side. And as you can probably see in the video, I'm not putting a little amount on here, I'm really layering this on so that I can get the whole panel done in one hit. You have working time with this. If you're finding the product flashes basically instantly as you're putting it on, you just haven't applied enough product. So give yourself more working time and put more product down initially, and it will give you a little bit of time to coat the whole panel. Ensure you've got enough product on the surface and you're happy with the coverage, that you've got all areas coated. Just going to go side to side this way, get our kind of cross hatch technique. Alright, now because I've been kind of working it in the whole time, I don't need to leave I don't now need to wait sort of a couple of minutes, because it's kind of having that minute or two as I'm working it in. The idea with ceramic coating, it's not a rush job, you know. You just spent all that time and effort, maybe 1 stage, 2 stage, 3 stages of correction, get it ready for ceramic coating. The last thing you're going to do is jump in and just rush the coating process. You know, the ceramic takes the glory, but you don't want to ruin all your hard work by rushing it. So now I'm going to take my cloth, which I'm going to fold into quarters, and I'm just going to gently buff the excess first. Just get everywhere, just to remove the excess coating on the surface. You don't want to push too hard here either, you just want to gently kind of, almost I guess, buffing the coating in again like you're just doing. Right. Now that the excess is gone, the kind of rain is gone, what you'll probably be left with is like a smear type effect on the surface. That's absolutely fine. That now means that we're ready to basically do the final level. So we're going to flip the cloth, and again we're just going to gently buff the surface, and you'll see that the smears will disappear as you're buffing. Now I've put a thick layer on, but it's buffing up very nicely, which you may or may not be able to see from the video there. What I tend to do is, once I'm pretty satisfied with where I'm at with this process, I'll then do one last flip of the cloth. So then you're going to turn it this way, and I can feel already how smooth the coating's gone on the surface. You know, it wasn't difficult to buff off at all. No effort in it, didn't grab, nothing like that, which is why we love the graphene being installed into the coating. It just helped with application and the sort of final finish. But again, like I say, don't be rushing this process. you know, you do one panel at a time, but in the grand scheme of things, it'll take 5 minutes on a boot panel, then it's not the end of the world. Now I've got lights up above me that I can see perfectly through the bonnet as to whether or not I've got a finish that I'm happy with. So I'm just going to follow the light around the bonnet. I've got a handheld one as well, but it's quite easy using the lights above. And like I say, I'm not putting any pressure on that, it's just purely levelling it now. Get rid of any smears off the surface. If you want a good measure, let's do one final pass. That's nice and smooth surface coating, and that will just continue to get slicker as it cures. You need to leave it sort of 4 hours. It doesn't have to be inside, but it does need to be able to cover out rain initially, and then it can go out into the elements. If it rains, it's not a problem. And then just don't wash the car for the first 7 days. After that, you're good to go. We simply apply the Trio product. Now what I'm going to do to show you that the product can be layered is I'm going to get Ace, the 1 year, and we're going to put this one on first as another layer. Again, make sure we've got enough on the pad. Brand new pad. I'm happy with that. Now the different work here, that's what we've got on the pad. The difference with this one, Ace, is it will spread nicely on the surface, but you don't need to leave it anywhere near as long as what we did with Trio. And you'll see it almost sort of separate on the surface. That's fine. It's designed to do a very easy buff off product. So we're just going to make sure we've got everywhere coated. Again, I'm just going to kind of work it in with the pad a bit first before I then go for my buffing stage. Just ensures I've got the coating everywhere that I want it. It helps to work it in a bit. Take the cloth, fold it in fours again, and it's just going to, again, remove the excess first. Once that excess is gone, you have, like you have with Trio, kind of like the smeary effect, I guess is the best way of putting it. That's fine. We don't mind that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to flip the cloth, and we're just going to do that levelling process again. Again, no pressure on the pad. We're just purely levelling the coat. We're not trying to remove it. Just trying to level it out. Again, I'm using the lights that I've got above to show me if I've got any more smearing type effects or holograms on the surface. And that, again, just slicker and slicker and slicker. The more you buff, the longer it cures off, just gets slicker. One thing people have asked as well is, when do you layer it? Do you apply, buff, apply, buff, apply, buff? Do you apply the coating all the way around the car with one, and then put your second coat of whatever you're layering with and go around the car again? It actually doesn't matter. You can either layer by applying, buffing off, and then go straight in with your next coat, or you can layer by going all the way around the car, then coming back to your first panel and starting with your next layer. So it's entirely up to you how you want to do that.
Right, next up we're going to go with Penta, which is our 5-year. I know this might be a little bit repetitive what you're seeing, but it's just to prove that the coatings can be layered. It's all well and good me saying that they can, but I'm sure you'd rather actually see it for yourselves. So again, we're just going to prime the pad. It's a new pad, different products, a new pad. So you've got about three or four drips from the tube as such. Is a good amount of product. And again, just going to spread over the surface. It spreads lovely. Plenty on, which is good. Spread it all the way across the panel. And then I'm just going to start to work it in again, like we did with the other coatings. I have to say that this one, Penta, is probably my favourite coating. It's not the longest one, lasting one we do, Ultra is, but in terms of application, finish, slickness, it's definitely one of my favourites. What we try to do with all our coatings is make them in such a way that they're extremely easy to apply. You know, you can do whole panels at a time. You don't have to do, you know, a little section followed by a little section. You can just go in. Don't worry. Little tip as well, if you notice 5-10 minutes later that you've missed an area and you've got like a rainbow appearance on the surface where you haven't buffed it out properly, all you need to do is re-wet your pad, go over that area, leave it a minute or so, and then buff off, and that'll basically reactivate the coating, which will then allow you to remove the rainbow appearance. Okay, I'm happy I've worked that in enough now. Again, I'm not rushing, I'm taking the time. Enjoy the last part of your work where you just made someone's car look like brand new. Once again, fold it into 4s. Just going to buff the excess initially. And if you happen to go over onto another panel that you're not coating, don't worry. As long as the car's fully prepped, you just buff off on the seams as such on the edges. So don't panic about that. And as you can see, I'm not putting any pressure on, but I'm just moving the cloth around again just to remove the excess product really. Get rid of that rainbow appearance. And then we're just going to do our cloth flip. The next stage. You won't always see me wearing gloves in videos, but please do wear gloves. It is a chemical at the end of the day. But I've been doing this a long time now, and any damage that's going to be done has already been done. But please do wear gloves when you're applying. Right, now I'm going to do the final level. Again, just no pressure, just gently, you know, tickling the surface. Follow the lights from the ceiling again just to make sure I'm happy with the finish.
Okay, so you've seen Trio first, then Ace, now and then Penta, and now we're going to put the final one, Ultra, to show you that all four coatings are compatible with each other, and you can layer if you want to. What is the reason for layering? Doesn't give you more durability. So if you had our 7 year to our 5 year, for example, you wouldn't get 7 plus 5, 12 years. But what it will do is on darker paint especially, it will increase the depth of colour, so that it will really look like you're sinking into the paint almost when you're looking at it. Again, start in the middle and spread it. This is obviously our ultra coating, so it's the longest lasting, it's got the most ceramic content, highest graphene content in it. And again, just work it in across the whole panel, making sure to get everywhere. Again, we don't rush, just take our time, make sure there's a lovely even coating across the surface. And like I said previously, obviously the sort of 1 to 3 minute flashing time, we're eating into that by spreading this anyway. So once you spread it around and got it evenly over the surface, again, nice. I mean, the rainbow first. But you will find with this product, the Ultra, because of the high ceramic and graphene content, it will be a little bit grabby and tough compared to the other one. It's a little bit grabby. So if you think you grab it, don't panic about that. That's what it's supposed to feel like. Flip my cloth. Well, such the smears, should I say? I'm going to do one side flip of the cloth. That's all parts. Again, using the lights on the ceiling. You've got a portable light. That'll work for you, whatever your setup is. Now it's leveled off, we've got a nice smooth surface again. And that coated. There we go. It's all four coatings, Ace for 1 year, Trio 3 year, Pendant 5 year, and Ultra 7 year. all layered. I did it in sort of I went the 3 year first, then the 1 year, then the 5 year, then the 7 year, just to show you that they're all compatible with each other. So if you were looking to get a bit more depth of colour on darker paint especially, you can layer them. It will give them great finish. You don't need to layer them, but you can do, so I've just asking that question. And also giving you a bit of insight on how best to apply all 4 coatings.
Having a look in the paint, you can see the fleck really pop in there. So that's the finish after 4 layers, trio, then ace, then penta, then ultra. I mean, look at that fleck really popping out the paint there. So again, just shows you can apply it by layering it. You can apply 1 layer. I did each individual coating there, but you can layer the same coating as well. So you don't have to use different coatings. You can actually layer, say the ultra, you can do 2 layers of that and it will go down absolutely fine. It really is like looking into a mirror, but it's just showing you the final results you can get. I mean, that's an incredible finish. Considering that is a reflection, that's what I'm talking about, the depth of colour you can get by layering, that is what you'll achieve. But like I say, it won't increase the durability, but finish wise, you're going to see mirror-like finishes